Coming up on today's episode of Airborne Unlimited, Blue Angel's next boss is named. PS Engineering continues aggressive outreach. Astronaut Peggy Whitson gets to stay in orbit. Hello, I'm Laura Hudson. It's April 11th, and this is Airborne Unlimited. The Blue Angels have announced a new commanding officer for the 2018 and 2019 seasons. A selection panel comprised of 10 admirals and former commanding officers selected Commander Eric Doyle to succeed Commander Ryan Bernacchi. Doyle, a native of League City, Texas, joins the Blue Angels after serving as the commanding officer of Strike Fighter Squadron 113. Doyle has more than 3,000 flight hours and 600 carrier-arrested landings. "This was a childhood dream come true," said Doyle. "My motivation to become a pilot came from watching the Blue Angels." Doyle will serve as commanding officer and flight leader for the 2018-2019 airshow seasons and will report for initial training in Pensacola, Florida in September, before taking command at the end of the airshow season in November. The change of command ceremony is slated for November 12th at the National Naval Aviation Museum. As the Blue Angels commanding officer, Doyle will lead a squadron of 130 personnel, scheduled to perform 61 shows in 33 locations for the 2018 season. Continuing their aggressive outreach, PS Engineering has lowered prices on popular audio panels while standardizing some options. In addition, they are offering a free flight trial offer. PS Engineering is reducing prices on PMA8000B and the PMA8000BT, while making the Bluetooth streamer standard in PMA8000G and PMA450A flagship audio panels. The streamer module sends cockpit audio to recording devices like GoPros. The PMA450 audio panel with OLED display, dynamic and tele-audio, and unprecedented flexibility now includes a PS Bluetooth streamer at no charge. PMA8000B audio panel pricing with front panel music jack is reduced to $1,495. Pricing on PMA8000BT audio panel with Bluetooth connectivity is reduced to $1,795. Pricing on a PMA800G with FlightMate, USB charger, and Bluetooth is reduced to $2,095 and now includes Bluetooth streamer as standard. PS Engineering also offers a free flight trial to encourage owners of legacy audio panels like the Garmin GMA340 to try out the latest utility and features. Company founder Mark Schroyer notes, quote, "There are so many benefits in controlling our own destiny. Quality control, product availability, and quick engineering turns are a few. The big benefit is we can control our costs to manufacture." After the break, ISS astronaut gets to stay a bit longer.
Based on the popular Sling 2 LSA, the Sling 4 was designed to be the most practical and desirable lightweight four-place experimental aircraft on the market. Find out more about this 115 horsepower turbocharged airplane at airplanefactory.com.
There's a difference between charting a steady course and pushing for the ceiling. And for nearly a century, Hartzell Propeller has been defining that difference. It's in our passion for engineering and research and our dedication to testing the limits of performance. We are built on honor. We are Hartzell Propeller.
Progressive Aerodyne's Sea-Ray Elite offers turbocharged Rotax power and Garmin G3X touch avionics. Incredibly well equipped, you can fly away in this best-in-category amphib for less than $160,000. Visit searay.com for more details.
Welcome back. If you would like to be a supporter of Airborne Unlimited, send an email to jim@aero-news.net. Already poised to break the record for cumulative time spent in space by a U.S. astronaut, Peggy Whitson is set to extend her mission with an additional 3 months at the International Space Station. NASA and Roscosmos signed an agreement to extend Peggy Whitson's stay on the space station into Expedition 52. Whitson will remain on the space station and return home with NASA's Jack Fischer and Roscosmos' Fyodor Yurchikhin this September. "This is great news," Whitson said. "I love being up here. Living and working aboard the space station is where I feel like I make the greatest contribution, so I'm constantly trying to squeeze every drop out of my time here." Whitson's extension will ensure a full complement of 6 astronauts on board the station and increase the amount of valuable astronaut time available for experiments on board the station. This is Whitson's 3rd long-duration stay aboard the space station. She launched on November 17th with 377 days in space already under her belt, and on April 24th will break Jeff Williams' standing United States record of 534 cumulative days in space. Every Tuesday, we're going to look ahead at some of the more interesting events in the aviation universe. Here's this week's Aero-Calendar. On Saturday, April 15th, 2017, start an informative day with breakfast at 7:30 a.m., followed by a 9 a.m. seminar sign-in time with an FAA seminar on Basic Med and the Brave New World of Pilot Medical Certification that commences at 9:30. Basic Med starts in just a few weeks, so this is a good time to get educated. This Saturday and Sunday, April 15 through 16, there's a B-25 gathering in Urbana, Ohio, at Grimes Field Airport. 15 plus B-25 bombers will gather at Grimes in preparation for commemorative services at Wright-Patterson Air Force Base on April 17 through 18th to honor the 75th anniversary of the Doolittle Raid. While they are at Grimes, some will offer tours, rides, and memorabilia. There's a Calaveras Airport fly-in open house in San Andreas, California, Calaveras County Airport on Saturday, April 22, 2017. Among the featured attractions are a pancake breakfast, the EAA 484 Motherlode Chapter, chicken in a barrel barbecue, and Motherlode artists presenting exhibition of flight artists. Musical entertainment will be provided, and there will be aircraft static displays, classic cars, and a Mountain Flyers radio-controlled aircraft display. Airplane rides will be available for $10 for children and $20 for adults. After these messages, Leonardo offers Royal Transport.
Since the early days of powered flight, pilots have struggled with landing in crosswinds. In fact, crosswinds and wind gusts cause more landing accidents than fog, thunderstorms, and icing combined. That's where the Redbird X-Wind SE comes in. By placing pilots in gusty crosswind conditions for extended periods of time, the X-Wind SE gives instructors all the time they need to teach the pilot the proper techniques for landing in crosswind conditions. For more information on Redbird X-Wind SE and Redbird's entire line of flight training devices, visit www.redbirdflightsimulation.com.
Sandia introduces the new SAI 340 Quattro TSO'd airspeed, attitude, altitude, and slip. With integral backup battery, safety never looked so good. See it now at www.sandia.aero.
Welcome back. With so much news coming out of the aviation industry, we're summarizing some other interesting stories in a brief segment we call Around the Patch. On the occasion of the recent tour to Italy by His Royal Highness the Prince of Wales and Her Royal Highness the Duchess of Cornwall, Leonardo provided a modern AW-139 helicopter to allow rapid transport between some of the trip's main locations in comfort and with the highest safety standards. A Cap Cadet team from Oregon's Wings Aurora Composite Squadron is competing in the national finals of the Air Force Association's StellarXplorers National High School Space Competition. StellarXplorers uses the space system program Cap has integrated into its aerospace educated programs for many years. Analytical Graphics Incorporated Systems Toolkit. The military VTOL UAV market is projected to grow from $81 million in 2016 to $392.8 million in 2022, or over 400%. UAVs in Afghanistan and Iraq have demonstrated their usefulness in counter-improvised explosive device tasks. Vertical takeoff and landing UAVs are particularly seen as suitable for CIED, with vehicle hovering at a distance to find and locate IEDs. Senior executives from airports across Canada were in Ottawa to meet with parliamentarians. Canada's air transport sector is dynamic and growing. contributing $35 billion in economic activity and $7 billion in federal taxes, handling more than 133 million passengers a year. Canada's airports have invested $22 billion since 1992 without taxpayer support. The Phoenix Group has partnered with Martin UAV, a Texas-based manufacturer of utility drones, to launch the world's first under 55-pound drone capable of providing fully functional 4G cell phone service. The feat may be a world's first, and the company sees huge potential for government and industry. Well, that's it for today's trip around the patch. Now let's move on to the rest of the news. Via a letter sent to members of the Senate, ALPA President Captain Tim Cannell has urged members to pass an extension of the Airline Safety and FAA Extension Act of 2010. Cannell points out that 7 years ago, America took a significant step in advancing aviation safety. Since then, our country has not had a single passenger fatality due to an accident on a scheduled U.S. passenger airliner. Prior to the bill's passage, the United States experienced multiple airline accidents, including 4 high-profile fatal airline accidents over a 6-year period, including the Colgan Air Flight 3407 accident on February 12, 2009, just outside of Buffalo, New York. These airline accidents, which killed scores of passengers, focused the nation's attention on how to increase aviation safety, and professionals at the FAA, NTSB, and the U.S. Congress all responded, he wrote. There are special interests in Washington, D.C. who, for some reasons of profit, seek to weaken our air safety regulations. Our 55,000 pilots know they can count on you to stand with them to block any effort to roll back these critical safety regulations. Well, that's our program for today. Remember that Airborne Unlimited is streamed daily Monday through Friday, with additional breaking news bulletins for important stories that fall outside of our normal deadlines. If you're watching us on YouTube, please subscribe, and do check us out on Facebook and Twitter. Get comprehensive, real-time, 24/7 coverage of the latest aviation and aerospace stories anytime at aero-news.net. See you tomorrow.